Hi Aries, welcome to your monthly messages from Spirit reading for March 2021. This is your girl Mermaid Scales Tarot. First off, and above all else, happy birthday to my beautiful Aries who turn a whole nother year in the month of March. I wish you a year of love, luck, prosperity, and above all, happiness. Happy birthday, Aries. My intentions for this reading is to channel messages from Spirit for you for the month of March, to let you know what you need to look out for, what you should celebrate, maybe even what to watch out for. Whatever Spirit would like to channel, I will channel at this time. Messages of love, messages of career, finance, or even spiritual evolution. If you have any beings of the light that you would like to call forward at this time, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, even passed out loved ones, I welcome you to do so now. Today I'll be working closely with the angels, so if you have a specific angel in mind, you're welcome to welcome them at this time as well. This is a general reading, so not every message may be for you in this reading, Aries, and not every single Aries may resonate with this message. If this message is not for you, I suggest checking out your other signs and different placements. This is for anyone with the Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Aries. Finally, before I get into the reading, I do want to quickly mention my monthly contest where I select one lucky subscriber to win a free 30-minute reading with me. If you're interested in entering your chance to win for the month of March, open up the description box, scroll down a little bit, and you'll find the rules of entry there. Alright, Aries, let's get started. Alright, Aries, let's get started. So, Spirit, what does Aries need to know for the month of March? What does Aries need to know for the month of March? Innocence. Wow, okay. So, the card says, Beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness, so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, anger, or blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. Wow, okay, Aries. Right off the bat, there's something you've been really struggling with to understand why it happened to you, to understand why you felt like you put your whole heart into something for it to just fail, for it to collapse. For some of you, there may have been friends, family members, even romantic partners that you felt very hurt by, very betrayed by. And almost I'm hearing like out of the blue, like you really didn't see this coming from this certain person and you're just questioning why. Maybe even a failed plan, maybe even something that was a huge setback within your life. Aries, the first thing that Spirit wants to provide you with a message with is that there are some certain karmic contracts that we have in this lifetime that we must fulfill so we don't carry it any further within our energy, so we don't have to carry it within the next lifetime that we experience. For some of you, it really has to do with a relationship here that you just felt so hurt by. It could even be a parent for some of you. I also feel for a small amount of you that there was a passing of someone that you loved that you didn't have full closure with. And you've been struggling with that as well. But Aries, what Spirit wants to put forward and say is that people vibrate and are programmed and act in a lower vibration at times that we can't understand. There are certain situations people have gone through that have made them this way. And it's not to put an excuse for their behavior, and that doesn't mean you have to accept their behavior. But what Spirit wants to say is that you're holding on to this resentment, this anger, this shame, this blame. And it's hurting you more than it is helping you. It is stifling you more than it is benefiting you. And ultimately what Spirit wants to come forward and say is that, Aries, people do things that we may not understand. But we can understand that not everyone vibrates at a higher vibration. Not everyone does the good for all. Some people only do what's right for themselves and don't even consider outside of the box of themselves. And instead of trying to figure out why you had to be a part of this, understand maybe that there was something that had to be shown to you about someone so you can finally let go, or there had to be something that had to show you something from within yourself that was being triggered by this interaction. And regardless, we all act with the intentions and with the tools that we have. We can't do something that we don't have the capability of doing. If someone doesn't have compassion and love and trust of themselves, there's no way that they can give it to someone else. In Aries, I feel more importantly what Spirit wants to say is to finally just let this go, not so you can accept someone else, but so you don't have to hold on to this for much longer. And if there is a passed down loved one that for some of you still feel like you didn't have full closure with, this is the closure that they're offering now, Aries. I'm sorry. I did what I thought was best at the time, whether that was just through my own intentions of fulfilling myself or if that really was for the greater good of everyone. Some of you just want an apology. But Spirit's asking you, is that apology and holding on to needing that apology worth your own mental cycle of hurt and pain and suffering that you're holding on to? Wow. And even Aries, some of you may receive that apology in March that you weren't expecting. Some of you may see that insight of why someone acted the way they did and you had no idea about it. And although you don't have to 100% accept them back into your life, you may have a better understanding of where they were coming from. And for those of you that may be holding on to something that you're feeling guilty with, ashamed of, just going back to hoping or wishing that you could have done something differently, Aries, you made the best choice that you did in the moment that you had. And there's no point in, dwelling on the past. The only thing you can do now is make the choices to atone or to move away from your past self that you may feel so ashamed by that you really shouldn't, Aries. We all make mistakes. Some are bigger than others, totally, but Spirit wants you to give that compassion for yourself. And stop beating yourself up over it again and again. And know that you were just at a different vibration and didn't have the same perspective that you do now. Overall, there needs to be a release, Aries, in March. Let's keep going. What does Aries need to know from March? Wow, celebration. So, your spirit needs to play and have fun. Yeah, and this is all a part of releasing, right? Releasing and letting go. There may be something to celebrate in the month of March. A promotion, a friendship, an event, a wedding, a birth of something, something along those lines. And I feel for some of you, whatever this innocence card has to do with you specifically, Spirit wants to make sure that this isn't holding you back from celebrating. I also feel, Aries, you really need to recognize how far you have come. You really need to recognize the growth that you have done within you and celebrate yourself for that. And don't feel like, oh, I shouldn't because of this that I did in the past, or for the same mistakes I keep on repeating, or I don't even think you're still even repeating those mistakes necessarily, but you're still just holding yourself against it. And also, Aries, if this innocence card has to do with someone that betrayed you, someone that did you wrong, be happy then that at least the karmic contract has been fulfilled. That, good or bad, you did learn something from that situation. As painful as it was, as much as it put you in the dark night of the soul, something came out of it to celebrate this newfound clarity in the situation, the strength within you, the perseverance within you, that nothing can fully hold you back or hold you down. But even so, Aries, if this is, a lot of your energy is focused on that one person who did you wrong, Spirit is trying to come in and say that there's so many around you that do love you, that do support you, whether they are in the 3D directly or in the 5D. Your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, they have your back. Even friends now, Aries, have your back. I feel a lot of your friends, family members, whatever this situation was for you, see that you are in the right, whether that means anything or not. And in order to finally, receive the blessings that are coming in your life, Aries, whatever this is holding you back, holding yourself against you, really needs to be let go, and understand that certain things just happen. But what we choose to use with that, that's where we evolve. That is where we grow. And some things we may never understand because we're not in that vibration to ever relate to. And that's okay as well. But let go so you can enjoy what is happening for you in March, because again, there's something to celebrate here. I feel there's incoming of new friendships, new romantic partners, something that people want to celebrate you for. Maybe that is the birthday in March for some of you guys. But recognition too, Aries, I feel for a lot of you. The recognition that you didn't receive up until now, that is going to make you feel so much happier, not because you relied on it, but because you see that someone's recognized all the work you have done to get to where you are today. But ultimately recognize with that within yourself, Aries, and celebrate that within you. Wow. All right, let's keep going. What does Aries need to know about March, Spirit? Ooh, study. Okay, Aries. Spirit has its own special way of letting you know that it's time to study again. From time to time, it's important to go back and learn, whether that's learning old things in a new way or learning something totally new. This is an opportunity to expand your mind. So some of you could have air in your chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy strongly coming through here. But Aries, yeah, I think for some of you where you've been wanting to expand your knowledge within a certain skill, a certain hobby that you've been guided to but haven't done yet, go for it. If some of you have been wondering if you should go back to school, go for it. If some of you are just wanting to take the time to expand your spirituality even, read more on certain philosophies, on certain belief systems, do it, because I do feel whatever you're being called to expand further in is part of your life path. But also for a lot of you, this is studying yourself in a way. And what I mean by that is to really go in from what you have been holding yourself against with no judgment, with no expectation, and to really see it for what it is, to really understand why you made that decision or why you let that person in your life, and to really examine it in an objective way. As hard as that can be, we always get our emotions and perspectives of how we see things. It kind of blinds us in a way, but Spirit's calling forth for you. Almost called you Pisces. Some of you could be Aries, Pisces cuspers here, or have Pisces in your chart, but Spirit may be calling you forward to re-examine this, Aries, because ultimately there's something within your energy that you need to understand without some sort of outside validation, some outside factor to tell you about it. It's all within you, Aries. The understanding of yourself, the understanding why things had to happen, the understanding of why things unfolded the way they did. I feel there's a time and a need for deep meditation, Aries, connecting with your higher self that has been trying to guide you this entire time. But yeah, for some of you, I do feel with study and celebration, especially like a new job opportunity, a new opportunity to even travel for some sort of job, for some of you as well. But to further enhance your knowledge and your abilities and your creativity and your skill as well. All right, let's use the tarot and see what the tarot has to say. What does Aries need to know about March, Spirit? Okay, so renewal with Archangel Jeremiah. Review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. Yeah, Aries, judgments here. And not in a scary way, not in a way to condemn you, but in a way to release you, to liberate you, so you can move on from the past, so you can move on from previous disappointments, so you can move on from, that constant judgment of yourself or how you handled a certain situation. 9 of Water, your wish comes true. Concerns fade away, a love of life. Yeah, and that's right under celebration, so no wonder I picked up on Pisces energy with the 9 of Water coming through. But there is, Aries, once you come to this understanding of fully releasing something that is still in your energetic field, that is holding space and taking space away from this fulfillment to come through, it shall stay there. So let it go, truly. And I know it's not an overnight process. I know it's not just like going to disappear overnight. But when you start to be mindful and aware of how you're still living in the past, or how you're still holding yourself against something from the past, it's just not going to clear room for this miracle that wants to come in for you, this wish fulfillment that wants to come in for you. And ultimately, Spirit wants to say, Aries, you deserve to be happy. We want you to be happy. And we want you to celebrate yourself and all that you've been through. And just be happy with how you've made it out thus far. You're still here. You're still fighting. You're still shining. Whether you recognize that within yourself, people see you as that. Your spirit guides see you for that. And they want you to be aware of all that you have done to change up into this point, and to be proud of yourself for doing so. All right, let's get one more card. I'm seeing the color green. You could be wearing green right now, but really that's heart chakra energy for me all the way. And it's healing certain relationships in your life that may have closed your heart chakra, or even the certain relationship that you have with yourself that you haven't been feeling a lot like yourself lately, or you haven't been accepting your beautiful self with all the good and the bad, the shadow and the light within you that needs to be recognized and even either celebrated or worked with. And then the King of Air, Aquarius energy. Brilliant, impartial, professional, diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. Yeah, and this is nailing into what I was saying earlier about being objective, of seeing a certain event in your life or a certain part of yourself in an objective way. There could be in a king of air, a masculine air energy. Again, masculine has nothing to do with gender or sex. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. But there may be a masculine, smart, intelligent person who is helping you, who may be a mentor to you in the month of March, who may be inspiring you to see things in a new light, who may help you in your studies, who may help you in your work or opportunities. This person is very discerning. This person is straight up. They're honest, but not in a way to hurt you or discourage you, but in a way to let you know the clear picture. But mostly it's to inspire you, not to tear you down. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have Justice, Libra energy. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Archangel Raguel is coming through for you guys. Okay, and I'm seeing the number 13. March 13th could be an important date for some of you. Some of your birthdays could be April 13th. But regardless, yeah, Aries, everything is coming back into balance within you. What was done wrong, you shall receive justice for, whether that is directly within the 3D or whether that is just no longer holding on to it so you can move on to something better. So you can recognize, yeah, that this didn't work out, but look at all that I have or that is coming to me. And some of you may really realize why this never worked out, because it wasn't for my highest good. And that's enough for me to know to move further to the next chapter of my life. But a lot of you are having some sort of awakening here as well. And a new awakening that is going to help you see things in a higher perspective, in a higher view. You are very, very wise, very, very smart, intelligent people that, you know, every time you do suffer some sort of setback, some sort of loss, you get back up again, you learn from it, and you move on. And this time is no different, Aries. But you're seeing things in a higher perspective, and ultimately, you know, the saying, once you're happy, that is all the revenge you need on someone or something that did you wrong. You don't need, you know, direct proof or an apology or evidence that what you did was, or what didn't happen for you, you know, this is the reason why. If you just move on with being happy with yourself, happy with your life, and letting go of things that didn't ultimately make you happy in the past, that is all the justice you need to move forward. If some of you guys are dealing with a court order, a court appearance, a court issue, I do see that going in your favor. But ultimately, Aries, too, with the Justice card, you are finally, the universe is giving you something to move forward with where the past won't even matter anymore. Whether that is a new understanding of what has happened, clarity in what has happened, information coming to you that you are so happy knowing why that never worked, or it could be something direct where it's going to balance out, you know, recognition for all your hard work. But ultimately, no, Aries, the past is finally being left behind in March. So you can start expanding for the future as 2021 continues to evolve. Beautiful. So let's get one more card, Aries. And with this deck, I want you guys to ask a question to your angels, to your spirit guides, your ancestors, whoever you'd like to call upon, passed down loved ones. And I just want to put a disclaimer here. It may not be, you know, so direct in the response you receive from this, but use your intuition to see how that is specific for you. Even if it's not direct, why is this coming through in this way as being the answer to my question? If it is direct, great. But let's go ahead and see. Ask your question now. What is the answer to Aries' question, Spirit? What is the answer to Aries' question? Be assertive. Okay, so you see how this angel is taking off the mask? Yeah, and that's kind of what I was touching on with the King of Air. Some of you guys need to take on this King of Air energy of, being truthful with yourself and being truthful with others, and to act upon your greatest desires of what you want with this Nine of Water, what it is that you want to be celebrated for, recognized for, or even what you want to pursue, and release the mask that you have around your heart chakra, even the mask that you've been wearing to protect yourself, because it's not necessary. And who you are is just beautiful the way it is amazing the way it is. And even if we've made mistakes in the past that we're sometimes embarrassed by, that doesn't change who we are at our own essence, at our own soul. And whatever that answer is with the be assertive, just know that you can put your energy forward, you can make yourself very clear, and I do feel there will be some sort of reward coming out of that, Aries. And that was a beautiful reading. I hope that you enjoyed this in some way, Aries. I want to take the time to thank your ancestors, angels, spirit guides, your higher self for coming forward at this time. If you enjoyed this message, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Aries, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Aries.